Hi everyone, welcome to TechMaestro again, and thank you so much for joining in again. So today is day 19. I hope you guys liked our 1 day break and you guys got a chance to read through the material. Hi Sanjeev, hi Ritik, hi Sandeep. How are you guys doing? And yeah, today I was going through the questions. I hope you guys found today's questions easier as compared to what we were doing so far. And secondly, you were able to solve it and a lot of you were able to solve it, especially the beginners who were facing issues at the initial stages. Hi Vipul, how are you? How are you doing? Just a quick thing, just before this session, like almost an hour ago, we finished one Microsoft Engage program, a video on Microsoft Engage program, because the application for that is open and it is only open till tomorrow. So guys, if you are a college student, if you are a second year student passing in 2024, go and apply to that, and it's a really good program. I've been mentor in that program while I was working with Microsoft. So it's a really good program and it helps you get a PPI offer, which is pre-placement internship offer. Then it makes things very easy, so do check it out. So yeah, hi Surbi. uh, nice to see you all. So, how many of you were able to solve all four questions today? And let's start without any further delay since we are already late. Okay. So, Apurva, no referral is required. As far as I know, there is nothing that so this program has nothing to do with referrals. So yes, don't have to apply using referrals. Directly apply. Make sure that you work a lot on your resume. So you need to be very like make your resume pretty good. So make sure that your resume is good. That is the only requirement. Good to see. Not all. Okay, Sandeep has exams, so that is why he was not able to solve it. Surbi also solved only two. Sanjeev solved all. Smith solved all. That's good. uh Apurva, you can do one thing. You can ask this question at the end of the discussion. Okay. Now let's me start sharing my screen. I've prepared PPT for first three, and for the last one, we'll do it live because I found it very important and I wanted to like engage a lot in the last question. So basically we'll do it live on the call. Okay, so the first question that we have is verifying an alien dictionary. So the question is, in the meantime, while I iterate on the question, guys, how many of you were able to do it, and what was the time complexity you guys took? Now, the question is, you have been given an alien language. Surprisingly, all the alien language stuff, everything in this alien language is English letter. Obviously, that is surprising. Now, but the difference is the order is different. For us, the language English language is A B C D E F G up to Z, but the order may be different for this, right? And apart from that, you have been given an array of array of strings, words. You have to tell whether this word dictionary is correct or not. This dictionary is in correct order or not. So if you remember from our normal dictionary, the dictionary basically states, or in our normal world dictionary, the normal stuff is basically when it is lexicographically sorted. So all we have to figure out is, according to this order, is the dictionary lexicographically sorted. Okay, one thing is, are you guys able, like, is the quality of video pretty bad? Is it same like bad for you as well? Guys, quick yes, no, something. No. Okay, so good to know that it's not bad for you, because I generally try to. Oh, yeah, it is much better. It's in 720p. Okay, so I generally try to run one stream in my phone so that I can actually see the questions, or I can see how things are going, where the lag is and all. So yeah. Okay, now the question. I hope the question is clear. Let's jump onto the solution. There is no brute force solution required for this. Like, the solution itself is brute force. There is no optimal solution as such. So in the given question, the order basically represent the order of alphabet. ये तो observation plus question का part ही है. This is the question. What it means is, like, irrespective of what it mean in English language, this is the order. So here H is smaller than L. In fact, in our language, L comes after H, so it's smaller as well. But it may not be true all the time. For example, A is just give me a sec. Yes, A is bigger than H, whereas A is the smallest character in English language, right? So this order is all it matters. English characters does not matter at all, right? So this is the question. Now let's see. For what do you need to do, whether to check whether or not this alien dictionary is valid? First, you take two string at a time. Can uh, can you agree, do you guys agree that if there are even one or one combination of two strings for which the order is not valid, the basically the order, if the order is not valid, the entire dictionary is wrong, right? So that's all we need to do. If there are two strings, if in the given array, what we do is, like, we take two at a time, I and I plus one, then I plus one, I plus one, I plus one, and we try to compare these two and only these two. If these two are good, we move to the next. At any point, if we find a pair for which it is irrelevant, we return false. Otherwise, we keep going. Now, ठीक है, ये सब पता है, सब है, ठीक है, बहुत अच्छी बात है, ठीक है. How do you know if the order is right or not? How do you do that? And trending times, it's okay if you got to know about this today. You can start from today. All you have, basically, you all you missed is like first milestone, and that's okay. You can still cover up the basics of previous milestones, or mainly the topics, array, two pointer, and binary search, and you can start from today. Today is the first day in hashing, so it should be good. So how do you check the order, guys? Quick answer. So all we need to do is, like, how do you check two strings order is, all you need to do is just iterate on the string. And if for any character, first of all, we need to store the index of all the characters in the hash map. Why? Because we will be doing the lookup of that character, the index or the value of that character, right? And we want it to be as optimal as possible. So we get O1 lookup in hash map, right? So we store index to its character map. And secondly, what we do is we iterate over the string one by one, and for any time, if any time my character, the index of my character in string 2 is smaller than the index of character in string 1, we return false, right? So the example of this is, let's say word and world is given. If you see, D comes after L, right? So it means L has higher preference than D. But in this case, world and word, WOR, same. Now L and D. which should have come first? World should have come first, right? अगर L पहले आता तो करेक्ट होती है डिक्शनरी, क्योंकि L की प्रेफरेंस D से ज्यादा है, L का इंडेक्स D से छोटा है, right? That is why this is incorrect. Similarly, if it had been world and word, then it would have been true. Is that understood? Like, is that clear to everyone? A quick yes, no, guys. Okay, here is the code for it. So we'll start from this is alien sorted function. What we do is we store the index in a map, and then for every word we check for current and previous word. That's all we do, nothing else. We check for current and previous word. For every word we check till the length of both is exhausted. If for any reason target the second sorry yes, the second word is target, because current and previous. If my target has character greater, it means that's the end of it. I just return from there. That's all I do. So this is the coding part. You can take a look at it as well. So is the code clear, guys? A quick yes, no. Okay. So without any delay, let's move to the second question that we have for the day. And the second question is design hash map. Okay, so one thing I'll say is this is a really good question, and this is like this get asked a lot. Although they have given it in easy, but it's actually not super easy as well. It can take a lot of shape and form. So how many of you were able to solve this question, guys? How many of you were able to solve it, guys? Surbi, Siddharth, Smith. Only three. Sandeep, Ashish. People was not able to solve it. That's okay. Sanjeev solved it using chaining. Okay. Sandeep, that's a relevant question. I hope you guys have not used Hashmap to solve this question, because that was not the point of it. Siddharth, that is correct. And Manas, good to see you. I think this is your first day, and I am very happy to see you as well. So, okay, so basically, let's jump into it. So, the brute force solution that comes to my mind is, if you see, this is a screenshot, but if you have seen the question, in the question, it is clearly mentioned that the constraint is 0 to 10 to power 6. So, what we can do is just keep a very large array which has 10 to power 6 value, and all we need to do is like initially define every value as 0 or -1, and then just go and assign the value to that index. That's it. If a number is removed, go to that index, mark it as -1 again. If the value is filled, you go to that place and just update the value. That's all you need to do. If in search, go index and search. So the time complexity of all operation is basically O1, but the space you use is pretty high. It's 10 to power 6 all the time. Even if you have to store two elements, you are ending up with a 10 to power 6 large array. Is this clear? Like, how will this work out? Is the brute force solution clear? Okay, now let's try to optimize this. Basically, what we need to do is we need to space optimize it, or optimize the space here, right? Now, okay, how many of you actually understand the internal implementation of Hashmap? Forget about hash table, normal Hashmap. So how it is done is like what happens is initially a constant size array, or like I'm going to use hash table or use array here because we are not allowed to use hash table. Internally it uses hash table, but we'll be using hash map. Sorry, array here. So what we do is basically we first keep a internal size of initial array of initial size, let's say 20. Now, whenever a number comes, all we do is we calculate hash and we put that value in that particular at that place. And apart from that, as you guys are mentioning, everybody's mentioning, we need to use the concept of chaining. What it means is if there is a collision of hash key, you go and chain basically. You go and add it as a linked list chain. That's all you need to worry about. So what you do is a number comes, you basically calculate the hash of that. You can use a function on top of that. You can just use a mode of nodes dot length. Once that is done, you get the index where you need to put the value. Now if if that index already contain a value, you add a value to the chain. That's all you need to do, right? Then if this so this is the first part. Is this clear before I move on to the second part? Come on guys, clear, not clear? Only two people have said yes. Okay, now so what we do is, this is the first part. We have a constant space, and in that we try to fill that space first. And how do we do it? To maintain index within that order, we have percentage. We take modulus with the current size, length, and that's all we do. If there is a collision, we add, basically we add chaining. Now if we have to do a rehash is basically when we need to increase the size when the collisions are too much, right? We There is a concept of uh, some I don't remember the exact name, but basically if that number of collisions start happening, we try to rehash. So sorry, increase the size, and in that case we have to redo the entire hash. That's all we need to do. But even in that case, that happens once in the entire life cycle. So amortized cost of insertion is will still remain of 1. uh, is the last part clear? Because this is something which may not be clear to everyone. I just want to make sure that this is clear. If it is not, I'll basically try to go into deeper details. A quick yes no, guys. Atomized ni amortized. Amortized is, you can say, average cost. So if you see, 99% of the cases you will not have to update the size. You will have to update the size in one operation only, which is basically आपकी size, आपका chain खत्म होता जा रहा है या फिर आपका hash खत्म होता जा रहा है. Now you need to increase the size. What you do is generally increase it to 2x or 3x or 4x. It's up to us. We have to implement it. So generally 2x करते हैं. 2x करके पूरा हैशिंग दोबारा करेंगे क्योंकि नंबर डॉट नोड्स डॉट लेंथ चेंज हो चुका है अब. राइट. सिंस नोट्स डॉट लेंथ चेंज हो चुका है तो मेरा परसेंटेज भी चेंज हो जाएगा. तो आई व्हाट आई डू इज ऑल आई डू इज लाइक की दोबारा इटरेट करता हूँ सारी कीज पे एंड रीहैश कर देता हूँ. दिस प्रोसेस विल टेक ओ एन टाइम, राइट. तो वर्स्ट केस इंसर्शन हो गया ओ एन. तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि मेरा वर्स्ट केस तो ओ एन हो गया. बट जनरली इन एनी इन एनी कलेक्शन इन एनी डेटा स्ट्रक्चर वी जनरली टेक एमोटाइज्ड कॉस्ट इन रियल लाइफ. तो एमोटाइज्ड क्या है? एवरेज कॉस्ट की हर ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ लेट्स से 100 इंसर्शन, 200 इंसर्शन, 10 लाख इंसर्शन क्या कॉस्ट रहेगी. तो दैट विल बी ओ वन. दैट इज व्हाट एमोटाइज्ड कॉस्ट मीन्स. Sanjeev, is it clear? Okay. Now let's see. Okay, I don't have code for this because I want you to write a code for this. This is a really, really good question. And if possible, try to code for the second approach that we discussed, where you have to increase the size and all that. Keep a constant of, it is called hash factor or some factor. I don't remember exactly. So try to add all that thing here. Okay. Moving on to the third question that we have, top k frequent element. Okay guys, one acceptance, like one piece of thing is like this basically uh, is beyond Hashmap, that I agree, but today I did not remove it because I hope you guys understand a little more than, like, I wanted you to give a little more than Hashmap today. Were you able to solve it? How many of you were able to solve it? Sanjeev, yes, that is how any dynamic system, be it C, vector in C, C++, Java, में array list, any dynamic sizing thing happens. Right, Siddharth. This is basically a hash map plus priority queue question, and we'll see how to use that. So the brute force is calculate frequency of each element and then sort the result. That's it. That's all you need to do. All you need to do is like store, calculate hash frequency, and we will see how to calculate frequency just in a minute. But once you have frequency, all you need to do is sort and then basically return top k results. Right? That's all we have. Now, first of all, in the main or optimized solution as well. Okay, first of all, what will be the time complexity of the solution if there are n element? Worst case time complexity. Uh, how is the 10 square, Ashish? So Ashish and Vipul, this is going to be n log n. Why? How can we calculate frequency? We can keep a hash map integer to its number of time it has occurred, and we will see that in just in 2 minutes. And then sorting is n log n. Whenever we see sorting nowadays, it is all about n log n sorting. So yes. Okay. Now, even in the main optimized solution, we will have to maintain frequency of each element. So which data structure to use? Although I have said it already. So which data structure will you use? Ashish, we don't have to use unnecessary time complicated sorting technique. If we already know that sorting is done in n log n, you don't have to debate on that. So basically, when someone says n log n, you don't have to go super brute force. So yes, that is why we will, whenever sorting comes, it is n log n all the time. So yes, basically what we can use for maintaining frequencies, map. That is correct. Hash map, to be very precise. Uh, okay. Now, how do you calculate top k? That is the most important question. Now, let's say you have frequency, you maintained everything that you needed in the hash map. How do you maintain top k, which is better than n log n? Sandeep, that is correct. Minhi, that is correct. Sumit, Smith, Siddharth, Apurva, Sandeep, that is correct. Yes. So what we can do is we can keep top k elements in heap or priority queue. Which priority queue will you use, min heap or max heap, to calculate most frequent? Which will we use? We will use min heap. Why min heap? Let's see. Uh, no, max heap will not. Max heap can work, but that is suboptimal comparatively. Min heap, because what we need to do is we will iterate on the array. Let's say the frequency array, we have the frequency array or the hash map. We will start putting that. Now, once you have reached the number k, you have to remove element, right? What do you want to remove? At this point, you would want to remove the least frequent number, right? k का सबसे whatever is present in the array, उसमें सबसे छोटा निकालना पसंद करोगे, right? How can you get सबसे छोटा element? Which kind of heap will give you minimum element in O1? That will be min heap, right? Otherwise, अगर आप max heap लोगे तो उसपे तो max element है. अगर आप max element ही निकाल दोगे तो इसका मतलब आपका रिजल्ट तो चला गया ना वो. तो min heap निकाल लेते हैं ताकि min heap पॉप कर सके. पॉप करते जाएंगे, आफ्टर अ वाइल सारे छोटे एलिमेंट्स निकल चुके होंगे हीप से, सिर्फ बड़े एलिमेंट्स बचे होंगे. एंड दैट द सिंस द साइज इज के, ओनली बिग के एलिमेंट्स आर लेफ्ट इन द हीप. That is why if we have to find max frequency, we take min heap. If we have to find minimum frequency, we take max heap. And you can use this concept, or just you can remember this thing forever. Like, this is used in every single concept in priority queue. Is that clear? Why min heap here? Guys, yes and no? Nice. So this is the code. What you initially do is you basically add, keep a map, hash map, then priority queue. In priority queue, I've given it my own comparator. This is a Java, typical Java thing. But here I wanted to compare it only on the basis of key. क्योंकि key may I will contain my point, sorry, the number, and the value will be the number of basically the ba- key is the frequency and value is the number, and that's it. Basically, I iterate over the points that I have in my map. I'm maintaining frequency in the map, and then I keep adding. If my size is greater than k, I just take out the value, the minimum value from that, and then at last I just return the result. That's it. That's all I do. Is that clear? इस क्विक यस नो कुछ तो बोलो. Okay. Okay. Since this is clear, let's move to the next question that we have. And like I said, I'll be doing it on the fly with you all because contains that question basically has a lot of concepts, and I wanted to basically discuss it with you all first. Okay, now how many of you were able to solve this question? Design Twitter, where basically what we have is we can a person can post a tweet, a person can post given user ID and tweet ID, a person can post a tweet, a person can get his news feed. News feed का मतलब क्या है? Retrieve 10 most recent tweet IDs in the user's tweet feed. Recent का मतलब क्या है? Time based है ये. ठीक है. Now basically insertion time. And secondly, if the news feed is basically he can see his own tweets and someone he is following. That's it. अगर करण ने यहाँ पे संदीप है, संदीप को फॉलो किया है तो करण को संदीप का दिखेगा, मनीषा का नहीं दिखेगा ट्वीट्स. अगर स्मित ने सुरभि एंड मनीषा को फॉलो किया है तो ही कैन ओनली सी सुमित ट्वीट, मनीषा's tweet and Surbi's tweet. He cannot see Karan's tweet. So ये एक get news feed का फीचर है. And order should be most recent to least recent. Ordered answer देना है. Then follow, I can follow someone. Sumit can follow Karan. Karan can follow Sandeep. सिमिलरली आई कैन अनफॉलो समवन. लाइक एक बार मैंने फॉलो कर लिया संदीप को, बट मेरे को उसका फीड अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, काफी इररिलेवेंट बातें कर रहा है, तो आई कैन अनफॉलो हिम एज वेल. राइट, सो दिस इज द फीचर. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर एबल टू सॉल्व इट? Sandeep, it's good that you were able to solve it even if it took time, because question like these can take time, but they are really really important. It's very important to be able to solve these questions. How many of you were not able to solve this question? I remember Surbi saying she only solved two. Like, was it one of the two that you solved, Surbi? This Twitter question? Sandeep ne nahi kiya. Vipul has also not done it. Surbi has not done it. Ashish has not done it. A lot of people have not done it. It's a really good question, guys. I would recommend you guys, at least, even if we discuss it here, you should go and try to implement this yourself. Now, one thing is basically what we need to do is we need to, let's see what are the operations that are there. First of all, a person should be able to post a tweet. Person should be able to follow and unfollow someone. तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि मेरे पास एक यूजर के अगेंस्ट उसकी फॉलोइंग लिस्ट होनी चाहिए, एक और एक लिस्ट होनी चाहिए फॉलोअर्स लिस्ट. राइट, अगर मैं यूजर हूं, तो अगर मैं विपुल को और सुरभि को फॉलो करता हूं, तो आई शुड हैव समवेयर, आई शुड स्टोर दिस कि आई करण फॉलोज सुरभि एंड विपुल, एंड इफ सिद्धार्थ, मानस एंड संजीव एंड सुमित, इफ दे फॉलो मी, आई नीड टू स्टोर दैट एज वेल. अब क्यों करना है ये भी सोचते हैं. क्यों? क्योंकि फर्स्ट आई नीड टू सपोर्ट द ऑपरेशन ऑफ फॉलो एंड अनफॉलो, एंड टू आई नीड टू गिव न्यूज फीड. अगर करण की न्यूज फीड आ रही है तो फिर मेरे को सुरभि और विपुल के ट्वीट उसमें इनकॉर्पोरेट करने हैं। वेरएज अगर सुमित संजीव की न्यूज़ फीड आ रही है तो उसमें करण के ट्वीट और सुमित के संजीव के खुद के ट्वीट्स भी इंसर्ट करने हैं, राइट? दिस इज व्हाई इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू मेंटेन दिस समवेयर. Now, secondly, what we need to do is we need to maintain tweets as well, right? कि भाई क्या पोस्ट किया है, क्या चल क्या रहा है. Is that correct? Like, are you following me so far? तो अभी तक हमने क्या डिस्कस किया? We need to store one user followers, two user followings, follows and followers. ऐसे करके होना चाहिए ना, follows and followers लिख लेते हैं कि मैं किस किस को फॉलो करता हूँ एंड मेरे कौन कौन से फॉलोअर्स हैं. अब इसका डेटा स्ट्रक्चर क्या होगा? टेल मी, लाइक व्हाट विल बी द डेटा स्ट्रक्चर विल दैट विल यूज फॉर दिस. Come on guys, what data structure would you use for these two things? List of list is what you're saying. Okay, think about it. Query pattern देखते हैं फिर. चलो, query क्या क्या लगेगी उसके हिसाब से तो डिसाइड करोगे ना. मुझे एक तो इंसर्ट करना होगा, तो इंसर्शन शुड बी फास्ट, राइट? ये तो क्लियर है, इंसर्शन शुड बी फास्ट. The second thing that will happen here is मेरे को ये भी तो चेक करना है, जब मैं ट्वीट करूंगा या फिर न्यूज़ फीड जनरेट करूंगा तब भी तो मुझे देखना पड़ेगा कि मेरे को इस यूजर का है कि नहीं है. तो सर्च शुड ऑल्सो बी फास्ट. तो इसलिए एंड मेरे पास बहुत सारे यूजर्स भी हैं, तो सर्च विल बी फॉर अ यूजर फॉर अ यूजर. इसका मतलब क्या है? फॉर अ यूजर आईडी और यूजर फॉलोअर्स. मतलब बेसिकली मैं ये देखना चाहूंगा कि करण के कौन से फॉलोअर्स हैं या करण किसको फॉलो कर रहा है. उस लिस्ट में करण भी है, सुमित भी है, संदीप भी है, मनीषा भी है, राइट? फर्स्ट मैं सर्च करूंगा करण, वो मिलना चाहिए मुझे, वो एक ओवन में चाहिए, राइट? तो बेसिकली इसका मतलब क्या है? मेरे पास डायरेक्ट डायरेक्ट मैप की तो रिक्वायरमेंट आई गई. तो मैप तो मुझे चाहिए किसी चीज का जो कि एक यूजर आईडी से मैप होगा. अब दूसरा क्या है वो सोचते हैं. अभी मेरे पास मैप आ गया कि मेरे पास इस यूजर का सारा कंटेंट आ गया. अब मुझे उसमें भी सर्च करना है कि उसमें सुमित है कि नहीं है, राइट? उसमें यूजर आईडी है कि नहीं है. तो वो भी एक बहुत जल्दी सर्च चाहिए, ओवन ऑपरेशन चाहिए, तो सेट आएगा यहाँ पे. Is this clear so far? Is it clear? Yes, no, quick yes, no, guys. So we'll use set because we want to search as well. Okay, good that Ashish also asked. So we will use set because मुझे उस फॉलोवर, मुझे करण के फॉलोअर्स में ये देखना है. जैसे सपोज करो आशीष ने पोस्ट किया कुछ, ठीक है? अभी ऑल्दो और जब डिटेल में जाएंगे पोस्ट वाले पार्ट पे, उसमें आपको क्लियर हो भी जाएगा. जैसे आशीष ने पोस्ट किया, इसका मतलब क्या है कि मुझे आशीष की लिस्ट में जाके तो डालना ही है वो, क्योंकि आशीष का तो खुद का पोस्ट है। बट आशीष के सारे फॉलोवर्स वालों को भी तो चाहिए, आशीष के सारे फॉलोवर्स को भी तो वो डेटा डालना है, राइट? दैट इज व्हाई आई विल डू इट, कि मेरे पास मेरे सारे फॉलोवर्स भी होने चाहिए, कि मेरे सारे फॉलोवर्स है उनकी उठा उठा के एक एक सबकी जाके लिस्ट में, ट्वीट्स की लिस्ट में मुझे अपना ट्वीट घुसाना है, राइट? दैट इज व्हाई आई नीड दिस। मुझे दोनों में लुकअप करना है। एनीवेज लाइक लिस्ट भी किसी किसी जगह काम आ सकती है, बट सेट में तो एडिड एडवांटेज है ना कि मेरे को फटाफट से ओवन सर्च मिल रहा है, और अनफॉलो में भी मुझे वो जल्दी करना पड़ेगा, इसलिए वो फायदेमंद है। मतलब रिमूवल भी तो करना है ना, रिमूवल भी तो करना है। हाँ, सेट में ओवन में रिमूवल होता है, इंसर्शन होता है, सब होता है। एरे में रिमूवल थोड़ी ना होता है, लिस्ट में रिमूवल थोड़ी ना होता है ओवन में। दैट इज वाई, सो दीज आर द टू क्वेरी लुकअप्स। नाउ इसका मतलब क्या है, मेरा फॉलोअर्स और फॉलो तो हो गया सॉर्टेड, फॉलो और अनफॉलो हो गया सॉर्टेड। फॉलो में क्या करूंगा, आई विल गो एंड ऐड हियर, एंड आई विल ऑल्सो गो एंड ऐड हियर, दोनों मैप में ऐड करना होगा मुझे, राइट? अनफॉलो में क्या होगा, दोनों से हटाना है। इज दैट क्लियर? लाइक इज इट क्लियर और नॉट, ये बताओ मुझे फटाफट से। Okay, now let's talk about these two. First two, post tweets and news feeds. तो यार एक चीज है कि मुझे न्यूज फीड का पहले क्लियर कट क्वेश्चन में बोल दिया कि मुझे टॉप 10 चाहिए। अभी हमने 5 मिनट पहले देखा था कि टॉप 10 निकालने के लिए कुछ प्रायोरिटी क्यू जैसा कुछ चाहिए होगा, राइट? यस और नो? So basically, what we can do is there are two options. Although I personally used tree set या फिर tree set, basically tree set या tree map, but you can also use map. Now what do I need? पहले तो मुझे इसमें भी query pattern देखते हैं। Post and get news feed में first add tweet to a user to add tweets to all his followers. Now 3 is get tweet और यूजर। ये चीजें करनी है मुझे गेट और पोस्ट में, राइट? अगर मुझे ऐड करना है तो एक यूजर के लिए करना है, और मेरे डेटाबेस में संदीप भी है, मनीषा भी है, करण भी है, सिद्धार्थ भी है, राहुल भी है, राइट? तो इसका मतलब क्या है कि मुझे पहले करण पे लुकअप करना है। तो इसका मतलब लाइक वी हैव बीन डूइंग सो फार, कहीं ना कहीं तो मैप आएगा। तो बेस लेवल पे तो एक यूजर आईडी का मैप आ गया, उसके बाद क्या यूज करना है वो देखते हैं। ट्वीट मैप रख देते हैं इसका नाम, ठीक है? अ क्विक यस नो गाइस। अ क्विक यस एंड नो गाइस। तो मैप हो गया। अब सेकेंडली मुझे क्या करना था, यहाँ पे टॉप 10 रखना है ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ टाइम, राइट? उसके लिए क्या करना होगा बताओ? सबसे पहले तो डू यू अग्री दैट आई विल नीड सम सॉर्ट ऑफ यू कैन से डेटा स्ट्रक्चर, जहाँ पे मुझे ट्वीट और टाइम दो चीजें रखनी पड़ेगी, या तो मैं पेयर रख सकता हूँ या फिर एक स्ट्रक्चर रख सकता हूँ. So what I did earlier is basically this. I defined my own data structure, tweet. एक क्लास डिफाइन कर दी मैंने ट्वीट, जिसमें ट्वीट आईडी है और काउंटर है. काउंटर टाइम का काम कर रहा है. सिंस हमारे पास एक्चुअल टाइम स्टैम्प नहीं है तो मैं काउंटर रख रहा हूँ. ठीक है, काउंटर रखा मैंने, ट्वीट रखा, इसको किया. और यहाँ पे ही मैंने कंपैरेबल लगा दिया ताकि मुझे अपने उस, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि मेरे हर ट्वीट को ऐसे ही सॉर्ट होना है, राइट. मैंने कंपैरेबल लगा दिया. अगर आपको याद हो तो पिछले क्वेश्चन में हमने देखा था प्रायोरिटी क्यू में मैंने कंपैरेटर दिया था, राइट. सिमिलर कॉन्सेप्ट होता है कंपैरेटर. कंपैरेबल, कंपैरेबल क्लास लेवल पे मतलब लगाया जाता है ऑब्जेक्ट लेवल पे. और कंपैरेटर दो चीजों को कंपेयर करता है. कंपैरेटर करंट इंडेक्स से, सॉरी करंट इंस्टेंस से कंपेयर करता है. मतलब वो बाद में एक बार डिस्कस कर लेंगे, जावा से रिलेटेड है ये काफी ज्यादा, तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो इनटू डिटेल्स ऑफ जावा एनी सच. So ये हुआ. Now what I can do is I can keep the second will be priority queue of tweets, tweet node, or I can also do preset. Why? Because एक तो पहले तो मुझे sorted रखना है on the basis of counter. अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे sort पूरा मैंने काउंटर के बेसिस पे ही किया है. अगर इक्वल है तो ही ट्वीट पे करें, वरना काउंटर के बेसिस पे ट्वीट सॉर्ट किया है. Now both of these will give me correct result. All I do is like return k top k result. That's it. Is that clear? Like yes, no. Why would you use tree set or priority queue? Let me zoom in a bit. Guys, quick yes no. I really wanted to go into details of this question. इसीलिए इसका मैंने प्रेजेंटेशन में कॉपी पेस्टिंग वाला काम भी नहीं किया. सो अब इससे क्या होगा, मेरा पोस्ट वाला भी क्लियर हो गया, गेट वाला भी क्लियर हो गया, फॉलो भी क्लियर हो गया, अनफॉलो भी क्लियर हो गया. Since a lot of you have not done it so far, what I want you to do is I want you to go back and actually solve this question yourself, because ये क्वेश्चन बहुत ही ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये क्वेश्चन इतना अच्छा क्वेश्चन है ये, इसमें ना तो कुछ सुपर कॉम्प्लिकेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट्स लग रहे हैं, but it tests a lot of your basics. So that is why this question is really important and this question is really good as well. So go and apply it yourself, go and try it out yourself, and you will be very happy to implement it yourself as well. So yeah, that's it. That's for the day. uh, I hope you guys understood it. Any doubt in the question or any such, like any such doubt or anything at all? Okay, so that's about it. Since there is no doubt, there is no question. One piece of information is like, guys, I'll be sharing emails to you all. I have evaluated. I wanted someone to give a proper professional email, so that is why I've not sent it. Like the content writer in the team has not shared it with me so far, and I will definitely take a look at it, and I'll try to send it today or at max by midday tomorrow. And there is no such information else otherwise apart from this. Any doubt that you guys want to discuss? Otherwise, we can just end the call. Video quality degraded. Is it something on your side? Maybe. Okay, guys. Since there is no doubt, thank you so much, and keep hustling, keep doing questions, and I am pretty sure, like, I hope you guys can see the benefit of this 75 days challenge already, because we are already at like 19th day. We are in a very good situation. We are in a very good shape right now. So I hope this is helping you. This is shaping you. This is helping you in consistency and get better at stuff. So keep doing it, and it'll definitely have um, much more productive impact on you. And again, thank you so much for tuning in and watching the videos. Do subscribe to the channel, and see you tomorrow in our daily life. Thank you. Bye bye.